YouTube here, and every time we push live, YouTube has a faster method of getting online, so it's funny, isn't it? Because it didn't matter how many, that was 3 second gap and it still came on faster.
It's like a wee game we play now. It's like, okay, so how long is it going to be? 3 seconds or 4 seconds? You only get too long. So that was 3 seconds, push Facebook and then YouTube, and YouTube are still first.
Yeah, so boom, they just know how to do the live content faster. So we are going to jump, we're doing a live session today, and we're going to talk about keeping it real.
Keep it real, homies. Keep it real. Keeping it real is important. This is why we do what we do when it comes to making social media videos, live videos as well, especially live videos, because some of our videos that we put out on social media are they're all edited for the best part. We take out the best bits. We try to generally get a feel of the video and take people on a bit of a journey. We're not masters at it, but we do our best. And when it comes to live videos, something's better just to sit down, have a chat, answer some questions, so that you know we're being real.
Yeah. And when we're live, we are literally just being ourselves, and that is the same method that we have with our coaching. We are being ourselves, and we tell you it straight. We tell it like it is. Sometimes that is what people need to hear. Sometimes it's refreshing to them. Other times they might be like, oh, that's a bit straightforward talking, but there's no need to fluff around the edges. You know, if you're not following a plan, we will know and we will tell you. You know, if I'm not getting results, okay, you know, how's your water intake? How's your sleep? How's your protein intake? How's your exercise? All that kind of stuff. There's certain questions, it's straight talking, boom. And if you answer all those, usually your answers are in there somewhere. Usually, oh right, actually maybe I'm getting enough water in, or I didn't walk enough last week, or maybe I'm not trying as hard in my workout. So our coaching method is very straight to the point, straight talking.
Yes. More than that, what you've got to consider is we are two human beings, for the best part. Okay, maybe not always. We have got our own lives, we've got our own mindsets, we've got our own, likes and dislikes, we've got our own strengths and weaknesses. We're just us. Now, we've got a lot of experience, but where a lot of coaches go wrong is they try to portray a certain message, and it's like, no, this is me being a weight loss coach of some kind, or a personal trainer, or a nutritionist, and they try and portray something that they are not. It's like, I am my job, for instance. Now, if we were just our job, like we're weight loss coaches, all we would ever talk about is weight loss, and we'd talk about nutrition.
That would get boring.
And we're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So, yes, we're straight talkers when it comes to the coaching side of things, but we're also just ourselves. We do like an innuendo. There's just no getting away from it. Innuendo. There's just no getting away from it. We like to swear. We do like to drink a few whiskies now and again. Okay, our hope, our ambition is that we can connect with people across the world. Okay, we hope that those out there who are like-minded, who can see a bit of similarity and get our sense of humour, get what we like, what we don't like, then they can make a connection. When you make a connection with somebody, you're more likely to go, huh, and you're also a weight loss coach. Tell me more about that. And suddenly you've got somebody that you know, like and trust, that you can connect with. Now this is where the magic comes in with the sessions, because when you know, like and trust somebody, suddenly you're not scared to ask for help.
We like to be ourselves, and when you're busy being someone different, that would be tiring, And you've all done it. When we worked in the gym, we had to put on a certain front. You had to abide by certain rules. You had to do X, Y, and Z. You were talking to clients. You were being as professional as you could be. And when I was in the gym, I never swore. I was like, no, I never swear. And I wasn't necessarily being my true self. And if I was ever out, sometimes we'd have functions where clients would be there. And when you had a few scoops, you had your clients that probably knew what you were like, but there's other clients who were like, oh, Rob likes to swear to people when he's like, oh my god, you're drinking, all these kind of things. We are ourselves, and we expect our members to be themselves too. Now, there's a certain magic that happens when you are being yourself. You can be as honest and open as you like, and you're not wasting energy trying to be something you're not. Now, one of our messages from the start was that a lot of people embark in or go into the health and fitness industry with a certain perception that everything needs to be perfect. The kale smoothies, the clean cut, has to be perfect approach. So for a period of time, people try and put on that particular jacket. They're like, oh, I've got my health kick and I'm not having any treats, no days off, gyms twice a day, all this stuff that sounds great on paper and it's amazing to tell your friends, very inspiring for a cup of coffee chat, you know, but it's unsustainable. And the person deep down knows this, but they're on this big health kick. Our approach is a lot different because we like preaching about health and happiness. And that comes from being yourself. You're at your happiest when you're just being yourself. It doesn't cost you any energy to be yourself. It costs energy to be someone else. And in our coaching method, we're being ourselves, and then what shines through is our clients are then able to be themselves back. Innuendos and all.
Innuendos and all. We got a lot of it. We've got some people who are worse than us in our membership. Really are. And this is actually a bit of a lesson for life. When you give yourself permission to be yourself, works and all, just say, this is who I am. And you go, and you basically come out the closet in a sense, you know, whether it's in that normal sense or in a different sense, okay? Like when we first came out, we went, we do like to drink whiskey, you know, and for a while,
I wondered where you were going with that. I mean, you're like, we first came out,
first came out of the closet, came out of the whiskey closet, you're like, because generally speaking, like we'll talk openly to friends and family about, we've got whiskey and we go here and we've tried these ones, have you tried this one? It's really, really nice. And we're not whiskey connoisseurs, but we do like to sample different varieties. But when it comes to being a weight loss coach, we're like, we can't talk about whiskey. We just can't. It's against the rules. And like, well, whose fucking rules? Whose rules are you talking about here? So when we came out the whiskey closet, basically, when we put the kilts on, right, we came out all the closets. We were just like, we swear, we have innuendos, we like to drink whiskey, we have some wine, we'll have pizza now and again, and this is who we are, right? Suddenly, when you give yourself permission to be yourself 100% of the time, not a person for this type of people or this community that you're part of, or your work, and you're a person at work and you're a different person at home, different person to your friends. No, just be you. When you do that, what you're actually doing is giving other people permission to be themselves. And that's what we hope we've created within our social media sphere, our social media sphere, the Kilted sphere. We hope that people are seeing us doing our thing and going, do you know what? A wee innuendo now and again is actually okay. Having a drink of alcohol now and again is okay. Unless you're an alcoholic, in which case, good for you and keep going with your streak. But it's okay. When you give yourself permission to be yourself, you give other people permission to be themselves inevitably.
I mean, in a lot of ways, we practice what we preach. So because we preach health and happiness, it's about getting that balance. It's about training hard when you do exercise. It's about eating well for most of the time. But it's allowing for those little days off now and here and there. But it's also about, we're very honest with ourselves and with our members with our struggles, when we're not feeling great, when we go through periods where we're like, I'm not really training a lot at the moment. But the power of that is we're able to share our experience. And sometimes people look at two guys that obviously stay fairly in decent shape. They go, what would you know about losing weight? Well, actually, we go through our own struggles as well. We're not going to pretend we're perfect. Anyone that pretends they're perfect is probably more flawed than you, if you were watching them on social media. And we share our experiences when we've gone through these times, and it can be quite an enlightening process. We've gone through periods where we stopped training. We're like, I couldn't be bothered. We're just drinking too much, eating the wrong stuff. And they're like, no, enough's enough. Let's get back on track. And those moments of when you've been fitter, you've got out of shape, you've got to get back in shape again, and the kind of mindset that allows us to coach our clients with a bit more experience. And we've been doing that exact process for a lot of years, and so I'd like to think we've got quite good at it. But it means that we can build up a serious and honest connection with the people that we work with, and that's very, very important.
Okay, so keeping it real, being yourself, there's a step that you might want to consider, and that's what's going on inside. And keeping it real to yourself, okay? Before you start keeping it real to other people, you know, we always try to portray who the real Kilted coaches are, right? We're like, this is who we are, and we hope that comes across. But we've all got that little bit within us that we're kind of like, yeah, it's maybe a bit that I'm trying to portray and you're completely unaware of. It's maybe this sort of mindset that you've cultivated over many, many years, and you start to become this thing, this idea that you've formed, when really it's not the real you. So there is a bit of sort of introspection required here to say, right, who is the real me? And there's different exercises you can do in order to discover that, to remove the bullshit and just go, actually, do you know what? Sometimes I'm a bit sore-faced. Sometimes I'm kind of like...
Sometimes you're fucking...
wanker. Sometimes I can be a bit sore-faced. Is this the real me, or is this a defense mechanism that I've built up over time because I've got insecurities about the way my body is, for example? Okay, so you start to then dissect yourself, and it takes balls to do this. It takes ovaries as well, right? It takes your real guts to go, right, this person that I'm portraying to the world, this person that I'm pretending to be, is actually not me. It's a defense mechanism. Okay, sometimes when people are overconfident, it's a defense mechanism. Sometimes when people are shy, it's a defense mechanism. Okay, so sometimes that introspection is fucking hard to do, but it's worth it. You say, actually, that's the person that I actually am. This is what I'm going to do. So, okay, so keeping it real is, yes, how you portray yourself, but also just be honest with yourself as well.
We keep it real with you, so you keep it real with yourselves. I'm just reading some of the comments here. I think people have got the wrong idea of the message.
Well, I think
just to be clear, Stephen was coming out of the whiskey closet. He was telling the world he likes whiskey.
Okay. Keep it real.
Keep it real. So Gorilla says, hello double bicep. Jim says, morning guys. Mark waves. And then Jim is asking, have you ever seen a wild haggis? We've not only seen one, Jim, we have caught one, we have scalped one, we've cooked one, we've eaten it raw.
Yes. We've got Emmanuel, Jerry, Billy, Becky, Nicola, Moonchild, Mitchell, Sarah, Vicky, Kendra, Blair, Ondine, Jane, Al, Anthony, Carol, Tommy.
It's clearly more on Facebook.
All saying variations of good morning, how are we doing? We're great, thank you for asking.
Big Feet 10E is working out barefooted better. Now, barefooted allows you to use all the muscles on the base of your foot. And historically, if we were out in the wild running around, we would be barefooted. Now, it's very important to remember that if you were to do things barefooted, it depends on what you're standing on. If you were on the grass, assuming there was nothing was going to bite you, depending on where you are in the world, then yeah, doing things barefooted is going to exercise all the little muscles in the base of the foot and get them nice and strong and foot falling correctly. If you went running barefooted, for example, we are in modern society, there's roads everywhere, there's potentially broken glass, there's a lot of things that you might then cut yourself, get an infection, and as our Australian subscribers often remind us, there's lots of creepy crawlies that you could stand on or get bitten by. Anyway, so the footwear from a sort of armour perspective to protect him from scratches, bites and abrasions and whatnot, absolutely. But footwear in general doesn't allow us to foot fall properly, and that's why sometimes you can get issues with ankles, knees, hips and back.
There are different footwear that you can wear that also, you only got to understand that, what Rab's talking about is the connection with your body. When your feet move, like your feet are actually designed quite like your hands. In your hands you've got carpals and metacarpals, and in your feet you've got tarsals and metatarsals. Okay, they're very similar in design. However, in everyday life where we move our fingers, we grip hold of things, you play instruments and whatnot, whereas your feet, they're just like this in shoes all the time. Okay, that's why you end up with problems. And what Rab was just saying, barefoot, this, and that, it's all great, but also that connection that you create with the earth. Okay, we are connected. We are the whole planet is like a big ecosystem, and we should be connected. And because we're constantly wearing rubber shoes and we're in-house, indoors, in cars with rubber tires, we're disconnecting ourselves from this earth. That's why people end up feeling lonely, disconnected, because you're literally disconnecting yourself from the earth. So there are other benefits, not just for the training purposes, but for your well-being.
Just before you go on, Christine says, hello.
Hello. Tommy B and pants again. Yes,
our kilts are still in, getting the pockets restitched. Tailored.
Miss Misty says, good morning from Vermont.
Happy days.
And Anthony says, you guys are a breath of fresh air. You breathe us in.
We've not had this question for a while. So Big Face said, how do you feel personal about gay? Gay, straight, bi, it's no different for us. If you've got good banter, we'll have a laugh.
People are people.
People are people. We've
Um,
not had that
But-
question in
and
a long time.
Do you know, and there'll become a time which is going to be really satisfying when nobody has to ask it anymore. How do you feel about how do you feel about straight? How do you feel about bisexual? How do you feel about blonde hair, brown hair? It doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, what else we got? Hey guys, Kilted in New Jersey, says Fred. Sarah's waving. Essay. What you doing? What you saying? Essay. Remember essay? Good morning from Texas. Stay strong, all. Frederick's asking if you want to wrestle. I'm going to direct that one at you.
What would I want to wrestle? The yummy mummy's on saying hello, coaches.
Misty says agreed. If my coach can't be themselves, I can't either. Exactly.
Gorilla's asking, Nate's asking, how big are your biceps? I can't remember measure.
Well, do you know what? For this next comment on Facebook, we're going to have to do a gun show anyway,
Oh.
because it's for our Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie, this one's for you. Ugh. We delivered a lesson today, which we're not going to get into because it was for our members, but the lesson today for our members was about celebrating your wins, about small wins. And Anne-Marie, you absolutely smashed this today. You hit your little running goal, and it was awesome to hear you celebrating that and being really proud of yourself. So, Anne-Marie, that gunshot was for you. Well done. Good job, Anne-Marie.
Good morning from California. And Christine saying, you keep me motivated every day. You are a blessing to us all. Happy days. Oh, I'm going to have to read out this one, Mark. What about the video you did some time ago in which you beat around the bush, double talked about whether you are gay? How does that reconcile with your current keep it real approach? That video...
That's exactly our point. This is exactly our point.
Now that video, for those that got the message in that video, it's not about whether we were gay or whether we were not. It was how rude it is to ask a stranger that question, because when you meet someone and you develop a connection with someone, it shouldn't be based on anyone's sexuality. So anyone that has not seen that video, go and watch it. And the ones that get the message, thumbs up to you. The ones that throw their toys out the pram going, why don't you just say? You just think, if you met someone today and they came in this door like, oh, I'm Rab, I'm David or Frank or Susie.
Yeah.
One of my first questions wouldn't be anything to do with what they do in the bedroom. I'd want to get to know them as a person, maybe what they work as, all this kind of stuff. We made that video deliberately to piss off people like you, Mark, actually, who are probably going, I need to know whether you're gay or straight. And our message was like, it doesn't matter, it shouldn't matter.
It's basically us flipping the bar to anybody who cares that much. Asking is one thing, saying that we're rude or inappropriate or whatever else because we decide not to say is our that's our point. That is our point. Like you meet somebody for the first time, you say, "Are you bisexual?" Like, the fuck has it got to do with you? The colour of your pubes.
We actually got a good laugh though, because those comments fly in, because that video is one of our most popular videos. I mean, the comments fly. Every now and again, you get quite a lot of positive ones, like, guys, awesome message. So we're like, they get it. And then they get the bitter ones. And every time a bitter one comes in, we have a laugh over
so
coffee.
funny.
We're like, oh my God. Like, honestly, like, does it? Because actually, if we were having a coffee with somebody that we knew, that eventually, once they get to know you, ask you the question, you'd give them the honest answer because you'd already built the connection. But that video was based on strangers asking you, and we were making a statement that it's just rude and bad behaviour. And therefore, we were making a stand. And to this day, people are like,
But we want to know. I'll tell you a wee story about when I met my friend Pete. Now Pete was he's a hat maker. He's a milliner, I think we call him.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a hat maker.
Right, okay.
Right. So when I met Pete, we were at this charity function. It was called Men for Auction. So I was
a giveaway, eh?
yeah. When I was donating. No, it was like because we were the men for auction.
Right,
so I was a man for auction. He was a man for auction. So we were donating our services. So I was donating personal training for a charity, and I delivered 12 weeks worth of PT for this charity, and so it had to be auctioned off. And Pete was in auctioning off as a few hats.
Got you.
So then, in between, we're up in the bar, and there's obviously different men on, and we're just sort of getting chatting. He was a great lad. You know Pete as well, right?
Pete's a lovely lad.
And so we're having a good old crack, right? Now, to me, it was quite obvious that Pete was gay, right? But it was never discussed, ever. And we were just chatting away, having a few beers, having a good old fucking laugh. And then we said, we should meet up, grab a few beers, afterwards. Let's keep in touch. And I was like, absolutely. So Pete said that to me, and I said, absolutely, give us your number. I got my phone out, I was basically taking his number. And he paused, and Pete was just like, you know I'm gay, right? And I paused, and I went, you know I'm straight, right? And he went, yeah. I went, yeah, we're cool then, we're fine. And it was just like, and it was just that kind of a little bit, you know, and if it gets to that point when you're connected with somebody, you're enjoying the company, you're sharing energy, then it might, for him, it was an appropriate question to ask, like, do you know I'm gay? I'm like, yeah, great, you know I'm straight, yeah. He knew I was straight, I knew he was gay because the energy was there. It's nothing about. So when somebody asks us on our video on social media, you're gay, tells you're gay, it's just not fair, like fuck.
It was such a controversial video, but we just giggled. How many? That was about 4 years ago.
I think it's still the most popular video on YouTube as well.
Thing is, we get far more positive comments than we do negative on it. And so the ones that get it are like, yeah, we get it, you know, and like, that's great. And actually, you know,
keeping it real does not mean telling all your secrets to everybody.
Yeah.
Talking about your sexuality and, you know, your family life and your kids, what they're up to. You know, one of my kids is having a problem going for a shit. You know, like, do you want to know about that as well? Like, it's just, no.
Nate says, how much can you lift and curl with your arms?
All of it.
I actually bicep curl. I train with 50 kilograms. But that's on a preacher bench, and you wedge in. Normally I would do 40 kilograms probably. But that's quite high reps as well as do with that, so maybe. Not very exciting. It burns, I did so many. Tommy says, hey guys, good morning from Ball Ground, Georgia.
Anthony says, us Scottish people have alcohol as part of our culture. We are Scottish, so a wee dram is part of who we are, and big thinkers we are too. Scotland founded a free United States. Did we?
Hope so. Gorilla says, your bromance is real. Boom.
And our Pam White is on. She says, hi guys, need a little prep talk today. Hope you're both having a lovely weekend. Pam, good to see you.
Pam.
Oosh.
I'm at the bottom fully offended.
Diane, hi from Bathurst, Australia. Really enjoy your live sessions. Thanks for letting me join your 10% lighter group using our current lockdown time to make changes and improve fitness.
Yeah.
Nice. Jamie Fairley says hi.
Happy days.
Ooh. Anthony says, my cousin won silver at Tokyo too. Silver
Happy
for
day.
what? What does he do? Or she? What does he or she do?
Now I've lost where you are on the comments.
Sue Snyder says hello from India 7 minutes ago, bud.
Can people on YouTube ask some more questions? Even if they're outrageous, just because I'm watching the YouTube comments and he's watching the Facebook, and I've got nothing to do.
And our Buffy Snyder is on. Hi, Buffy. Good. So glad I made it live. Finally started a new job after a year and getting stuck in again with a new program. Really love you guys. Thanks for being there.
Oh, happy days.
Nice. And our Nikki is on as well. Hello.
Oh, and Big Feet. Sorry, I missed that one. I ain't calling you Big Feet, but that's your tagline, right? So. Ever think coming to the States to do your show? Once upon a time, we actually had our world map up. We were going to do a tour of the States.
Now that we've got our book, which is almost ready to go to print, all the final edits I think are in. Front cover has been designed.
It's even got the strong language warning in the corner.
We
wore
strong
like a badge
language.
of honour.
There's a lot of fucks in there. Which is funny because then there's a paragraph that says that there's no fucks, we don't give any fucks. There's quite a lot of fucks. So we would hope that the publishers have some sort of contact in the US. We can get into some American bookstores, but from what I gather, it's quite hard to get into the American bookstores, so we'll just have to wait and see.
There's a really funny video if you want to go on YouTube and just search for "I've got no more fucks to give." And it's this guy with a beard. He's like in a hand. I got no more fucks to give, and he's just playing a little. It's like ukulele.
My fucks I've got.
Is it ukulele?
Yeah, ukulele.
Oh my
no
god!
More fucks to give.
It's such it cheers you up. So if you're not on a great day, or even if you're on a good day and you want to laugh a bit more, search that "I've got no more fucks to give" video.
More fucks to give.
It's so funny.
What else we got? The Kilted Coaches, first time catching a live. Been watching you guys a little while. Love your humour, says Carol Meadows. Hi, Carol.
Oh, and Miranda, a former member. We're going to give a gunshot for you, Miranda Cowan.
My biceps are getting a workout today from all these gunshots. Look, angles, get the angles right.
We start elbowing each other on stage like the bodybuilders. Miranda says, morning guys, what are good exercise for someone who has a problem with their heart rate staying high all the time? So your heart rate's high all the time. Now, naturally, when you exercise, blood pressure and heart rate will go up. So I don't know where your heart rate is. Is that medication that's taking you up to that?
Yeah,
Perhaps walking would maybe.
I would say potentially walking in nature, not in a gym, not on a treadmill. Get out in nature, fresh air, take it easy so that you control your pace. So if you go on a treadmill, the treadmill controls your pace. Okay, and yes, you can go up and down, but if you go out in nature and actually just walking at the pace, when you get a little bit tired, your body sends signals, especially if you remove yourself from TVs and devices. If you're on a treadmill, chances are you have your phone or there'll be a screen on the treadmill.
His wee feet going. It's like,
My seat's turning around as well, like. Keep going, keep I'm stuck.
Oh, you're stuck. Go
Man.
back the other way.
That's going to be funny. Chances are there's going to be devices. You're going to have your phone. You're going to have a screen. You might have TVs up in the gym. You might have music in.
Yeah.
You have people talking to you, and this belt's going. You have no control. There's no control. There's no feeling in your body. So go outside, switch your phone off, or at least put it on silent. Put it in your pocket so that you've got it in case of emergency. Don't have music on. Just sit and be with your body. Breathe in the fresh air, be in nature, hear the birds.
Minimise the stresses, because music is noise stress as well, especially if you've got it up loud.
It just disconnects you from your body and these distractions.
Just to go on from Miranda there, she says, thanks guys, trying to get back in the swing of things. Was in hospital 2 months ago because of COVID, was on a ventilator. It messed up my heart rate, it's crazy. So just listen to your doctors and also listen to your body in terms of your recovery. But yeah, walking in as much fresh air as you can, take it easy and do what you can.
Janine says hello from Oregon, USA. Laura says morning. Dina, I would love it if your exercise included drinking the wonderful scotch. Dina, funny you should say that because we do 2 intakes per year, and after, so when somebody joins, we go through the Everlean Essentials program, which is 12 weeks, and at the end of the 12 weeks, you then go into your normal membership, and then that's basically when there's no hold barred, and we just go everything, health hacks, sleep school, lifestyle, psychology. We just give you everything, all our knowledge and experience. But that time after the first 12 weeks, we normally have a graduation and celebration where we basically go into do a live
with the whiskies
to our members only. We get in a whiskey and we just have a good old time to ourselves and have a real good laugh. Yeah. That's normally when more of the innuendos come out.
But our doors are open at the moment, so if you are interested in working with us, just go to thekiltedcoaches.com and there's a registration form there. Now listen to this YouTube name, I love it, love it. This is my favourite yet. Real G like lasagna. That's awesome.
What?
Because it's a silent G in lasagna, right? But it's the Real G. I love it. I like that name. I think it's fun. I like
Real G like
lasagna. Thank you for being open about your stance on sexuality and orientation. Being a gay guy myself, I've always found it difficult to be around straight guys, but you two lets me know that it's not possible. You bring the banter, we'll bring the banter, we'll all have a good time.
It's funny, see when we had a conversation with somebody, we're talking about the LGBTQA society or community or whatever else, and there's all these letters and we were like, so what do they all stand for? Like I know some of them, but then they added this A in, and there was a few different ideas.
Allies, wasn't it?
Allies, and we were like, allies, like, so does that mean that we're, in this community? And like, yeah, absolutely. Like, man, what they need to do is disband that community. It's not required anymore. And now you've just got people and assholes. That's it. There's just 2 groups of people. There's people and there's assholes. Because why the fuck would you like be an enemy of people who are gay or straight or bisexual? Or it's like, fuck's sake.
Christine loves that song, so I said, I got no more fucks to give.
Ah, nice.
Fucks is gone and gone.
It's because he's so happy about it.
Oh, it's just a brilliant wee tune.
Anne-Marie's saying, not sure who's got the better guns. Oh, don't know if it's a competition. Oh, it's either the size or the definition. Oh.
It's interesting though, isn't it? Because definition makes it appear bigger.
Yeah. It's funny because we got a bunch of comments like, oh, Stephen's guns are way bigger than Rab's. And you're like, no, they're smaller.
But they're more defined.
They're more defined.
Yes. Black Cat Art says, hey there lads. And the Real G lasagna add to the previous comment for the 2 to be friends and share a connection without it being in the way. Absolutely, yeah. But what we've learned over the years of doing lives, particularly to our US audiences, we didn't realise in the early days, because in Scotland, guys can be mates, can be close, can banter. and it's just, I guess, a bromance. What we didn't realise that in different parts of the world that is just unheard of.
Especially the fact that we wear kilts in a lot of places of the world. That's a skirt's a female item. So we wear kilts. We take a top off. We go and fucking locks.
So we
and
were
stuff.
naive in the beginning. We thought, what do you mean? It was all that stuff like that, but we didn't appreciate that different parts of the world have different approaches, which we do now. So we do get it. We do understand.
Yeah.
So just move to Scotland. That's your solution. Boom.
Miranda Wolf says, "People are people." I love that.
So I played Minecraft Dungeon with my daughter, and she's 6, and she just randomly came out. We got this wolf armor, and she's like, "Daddy, I got wolf armor." Wolf! I was ending myself because she's 6. It just came out. I was like, "What the fuck?" So now I get her to say it just randomly at kitchen. I'm like, Mila, say it again. She's like, wolf! It's really funny. Jay Elsner, I'm getting older and I'm afraid my mobility is not as good as it was. I used to walk a lot, but since COVID, not so much. How do I motivate myself to be more active? So now, was it during lockdown, or maybe it wasn't? We were encouraging people to even do their cardio within their house, trying to get a route that they can walk around their house. Now, that's the equivalent of, like, if you go out for a walk and you're worried about how far you can walk, then sometimes the real panic and anxiety is, what if I get tired or incapable too far from home? Now that's where sometimes the argument would be made for a home treadmill, but treadmills are very expensive and they're not exactly that great on the feet. With that being said, if you've got enough space in your house just to do some sort of a loop, now I'm not going to lean towards prisoners, but if prisoners do it in their jail cell, they wander round and round and round and round. Now if they can manage to do it, I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to get a route that maybe goes from your dining into kitchen, double back through the dining, maybe up to the hall and back. Just get a route, because the great thing about that, if you're worried about how far you can walk, and if you're blessed enough to have a watch or some sort of device that can track your steps, you can start building up the distance that you're travelling. What's measured is managed. And if you are doing the same route over and over, and though it might feel monotonous, it means at any point, if you had to stop, you're exactly where you started, well, in your home. So there's that sort of element. And you can build that up over time. You're in the comfort of home, you can be doing little tasks as you're going round, as long as you don't stop, all that kind of thing. So that is one of the ways that you could build up your walking without the fear of getting somewhere stuck.
I keep my opinion to myself. We could just get outside and say, "Fuck this."
He's keeping it real.
Yeah. Home arrest. You know, it's not a coincidence that Rab mentioned prison. It's like home arrest. Naughty, naughty boys. Hello from Arizona. You guys are the best, and I love you both, says Richard Sanders.
Oh, I thought I recognised Black Cat art. It's Paulina.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Paulina.
it's funny. Yeah, so she's 3 years since we met. So Paulina came across.
We went to Stirling.
Was it her partner or was it her husband? I forget.
Partner.
And we took them up the wall. We
anyway.
took them up the Wallace Monument. So we did.
did.
So let it be known we took Paulina up the Wallace Monument, and you can take that nugget of information and
We did.
any way you want.
She enjoyed it.
She loved it.
It's 2021. The question of one's sexuality should be a non-issue. Anthony, 100%.
John says, hello from New Brunswick, Canada. Love you guys, your humour, your inspiration, your insights and the friendship between you. Oh, that we could all have a friendship like that. And I have to just settle the argument, Rab's guns are better. He didn't say that.
Kendra, lol, I understand the message. Nobody's business. Absolutely.
Gorilla says, have you thought about opening a Kilted Coach fitness centre planted across Scotland? Well, we don't need to. All our business is online. So we've got an online membership where we coach 3 times a week, and you get your workouts, nutrition and mindset lessons all delivered via our awesome brand new website.
And we feel free. And that's how we want everyone to feel. You should be free of these internal chains that you feel like you've got, external influences. And actually having a gym can sometimes feel a bit of like a restraint. We want to be free to go around, showcase more Scotland, travel. So I've got a holiday planned at the moment that may or may not have to be cancelled. We'll wait and see. But I'm already planning, okay, well actually it's going to have Wi-Fi where I'm going. I can still tune in, I can still deliver coaching to our members. There's nothing that has to stop, even if I'm on holiday. So even if Rab and I decided, you know what, let's take a trip around Scotland for a month. Right, we could do that and still be with our members. We don't have to be in a set location in a gym. Cesar G. Gonzalez says, Rab, let that scruffy show.
Well, actually, I just trimmed today and I went 1 mil closer than I normally do. So tomorrow we'll be back to the kind of. What were you talking about? The chest here? Maybe it was that.
Fred says, Rab, so you are queer, lol. No, he doesn't say Rab, he says, so you're queer, lol.
Oh, well.
Fred, I don't know. What does queer even mean?
I'm not sure. I used to think it was a bad term. Like, not a bad term, but I thought it was aimed at the gay community in a negative light. But what was clever, actually, is they took back the Q.
Isn't queer, like, strange? It's a bit queer.
I think
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, I need to look up in the dictionary. I don't know what queer means.
Grain Britain says, hello, gorgeous from Brazil.
Hey, happy days. Laurie says, suns up, guns up. Tara says, hi, miss my membership, but glad I still check in occasionally. Tara, nice to see you. Doors are open again if you want to rejoin.
Miranda says, anyone thinking of joining should give it a go. The guys are very helpful and the fellow members help so much. I can't wait to rejoin when I can. Happy days.
Anthony says, equestrian.
Question.
Is that what the Q stands for?
Horsey. Paulina went through photos from the trip just the other day. I miss Scotland's views and Perth's architecture, and she did say it was her husband. How's that for a memory, eh?
That one. Izzy says, afternoon all. Nice to see you, Izzy. Anthony, after COVID-19, I'm totally moving to Scotland. I miss the place. Anthony, you should.
Christine says, coming to Scotland next year for the first time. You guys are helping me get healthier to see all of your beautiful country.
Hey. Good morning from Central New York State, says Lisa. And Sarah Dutton has also found, I don't know, more facts.
Oh, yeah, happy days.
So if you're on YouTube or Facebook now, the links are there for I got no more fucks to give.
Paul says, greetings and hugs from Argentina. Happy days.
Good morning from Utah, says Jack. Oh, it's our Jack.
Our Jack.
Jack Wayne Silverbelt.
That's the one.
Lisa says morning from Nebraska.
Obeid says, very knowledgeable guys and brilliant work. Keep it up. We do try. We try to keep it real.
And Amal Clarkey says, how trying to watch between PT on a night shift. Okey-doke. Tina, the music gets me moving. And James, hello from Kentucky. Love you guys. Always brings a smile to my day.
Keep commenting on YouTube or I won't have a job to do.
Beth, used to work on guns like yours as a massage therapist. Made for a workout for me.
That's the ticket. That's the ticket.
Rennie, great stuff, gentlemen. My kids love the advice you give on working out. Anthony said, the best place I have ever enjoyed whiskey was at the Killin Hotel in Killin, Perthshire. You guys should go there one day. Anthony, I've certainly been there, up in Killin.
Oh, Jim says, Chicago says, hi to you guys, come for a visit.
Hey, Chicago!
Yeah, I'd love to go there, because Chicago, that was where Al Capone was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
the gangsters,
yeah, pretty sure. My friend Rosie lives in Chicago.
Yeah.
Rosie Clayton.
Yeah.
You might know her. Rosie and James Clayton live in Chicago. You guys...
Rosie and Jim. Rosie and Jim was a show. Were they puppets or were they actual cartoons?
No, they were puppets.
Rosie and Jim. They were on a wee on the a barge, and the barge is on the what do you
on a boat.
Yeah, but the what do you call those? Well, God, what are they called when it's like water and it's a
canal?
Canal. For fuck's sake, crap. Yes, they lived on a wee canal boat.
They did. Yeah. I used to have neighbours called Rosie and Tim, and they lived on a boat. No, they were neighbours, but they also lived in a boat. Like half and half.
Did they have it off in a biscuit tin?
There
was the song of taking the piss. It was Rosie and Jim. Rosie and Jim had it off in a biscuit tin, and it went off.
Erico says, you guys are an inspiration to those of us who struggle to stay in shape. Thank you. Well, use the inspiration, take action, because inspiration is great. Action is what gets results. Inspiration is like, oh, I feel inspired, this is great. And you feel that energy, and then some people go, and then they do fuck all with it. Do something with the inspiration.
Walter says, hello from Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Hello. Diana, hello from Kansas. 99 stars sent from Melanie.
Are you sure it's not Arkansas?
Arkansas. Age-related muscle loss is a real thing. I'm fighting that daily. Ron Grant. Ron. It's only a real thing if you're not working those muscles. So keep working those muscles. Keep eating enough protein and you'll maintain your muscle mass.
Jim needs the motivation for sure.
Misty, I have a question in reference to the tools you may need or have access to do the program. Misty, kettlebell.
Kettlebell.
Two kettlebells.
But you can get away with
You
one.
can get away with one.
Yep.
Females 8 kilograms, males 12 kilograms. You can get away with 1, 2 it can sometimes be better.
And a large glass of stick to the damn plan. There we are.
You can all warm cup, shut the hell up.
Gorilla says, you guys plan to come to Aberdeen? We were actually up that way when we were taking photos for our book, so we went up to Dunottar Castle, which is Stonehaven, right?
Yeah. Scott Price says, hello from Eureka Springs. Is that an actual place? Arizona. I'm guessing AR is Arizona. Moved from San Francisco. Andy Sutherland, hello from Delaware.
Paulina saying, funny thing, I still get questions about the Kilted Coaches logo tattoo on the ankle, especially at the pool. Happy days.
It's funny, every time I see Delaware, I think of Tupperware.
Tupperware, yeah. Get some Tupperware from Delaware.
Yeah. Fred, that was an American attempt at humour. By the way, queer means different. I prefer to gay. Okay. Different to what though?
Different. I think
We're all
everybody wants to
different.
be different.
We're all different. We're all queer then, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be the same.
He's really different.
I'm going to wear that with a badge of honour. I am different.
I'm different.
I'm unique.
That is a badge of honour though, isn't it?
It is,
I'm
yeah,
different.
yeah.
Fuck you, I'm different.
Yeah. Tommy's saying Eureka Springs is in Arkansas. Great little town.
How is it?
Yeah. Arkansas, even.
Yes! No! You can no longer take a visit of me!
So back in the day, when we used to have the world map, somebody was from Arkansas, and Stephen's like, where's Arkansas? And I was getting myself up. I was like, oh, you kid, you know.
And now you can no longer take a
shit.
piss. That's been like, I reckon about 4 years that you've been taking the piss out of that?
Yeah, I'm still going to do it though, because at the end of the day, I
Yeah.
was Arkansas.
Nope, you said it too. Moonchild Mitchell says, you two are pure sunshine.
Ooh, happy days.
Sunshine on a rainy
Now,
day.
Enid Matthew Prescott Realtor says, hey guys, good morning from Arizona. Arizona. Any update when your new tartan kilts will be available to order? P.S. Thanks for the motivation and humour. I needed to not only reach my goal but maintain. So, the kilts, we had a bunch of pre-orders, which were out to our members, so they'll be getting first dibs, and hopefully not long after.
Oh, Karen! Look at this service to the window. Oh,
Happy days.
and Haribo's too.
Happy days.
Karen, we love you. Look at that.
Haribo! See, now we're keeping it real. Getting some sugar. Yes, so our members are getting on the pre-orders, and then hopefully within the next 3 to 4 weeks, we'll be able to host it on the website.
Yeah.
And
We have to order more tartan.
Yeah, we'll get more tartan ordered in. So
Jeremy, hello from Chicago, and AR is Arkansas. Stephen Brody says hi. Hi Brody. Brody's my wee buddy. We're up, you know, when we're filming the thing that we can't talk about.
Oh yes, that thing.
That thing we're talking about. There's times where you're just sat and you're backside and you're going, nothing to do.
Oh, you were playing football, weren't you?
I was playing football. Wee Brody. He kept me company.
Wee booby Brody.
Wee
Brody.
Brody.
Jim says, how did the new tartan fabric work out? Hopefully to your liking. Yeah, we absolutely love it. We're very, very happy with that. In fact, a lot of the pictures we've been posting on social media recently is in our new kilt. So you can go and have a look. It's got a nice little sash that hangs down. It's similar to the Great Kilt, but not as much material. We like it.
Vicky Mainland. Is that as opposed to Vicky Island? It says, hiya, I'm a fussy eater, so worried I wouldn't be able to stick to the healthy eating, main reason I haven't joined yet. Vicky, we don't give out diet plans. We don't just go, you must eat this, this, this and this. We give principles. We talk about nutrients. And there's many, many, many different ways of getting those nutrients in. Being a fussy eater can also be changed, depending on how fussy you actually are. So you don't have to be following a strict eating regime. It's not about that. All of our members have typically got their own little diets going on, but they follow the principles that we're giving. So don't let being a fussy eater stop you from making healthier choices and maybe pursuing and having a conversation. It just starts with a conversation. Pop over to thekiltedcoaches.com and go to join in the clan, read about the program. You'll understand that it's nutrition coaching. It's even the exercise, we can guide you through, we can give modifications. This is not just about having a program and us telling you to get on with it. We're with you every step of the way. So go over to thekiltedcoaches.com, go to join in the clan, read about it, fill in the registration form, and then one of the team will be in touch to chat over it.
Tommy says, "Go Hogs!" That's a gunshot.
Hogs.
Go Hogs! There must be a team in Arkansas.
Arkansas.
No, this is an awesome name. Hyper Savage. I'm
Oh.
going to say Hyper Savage. Because Savage was in Star Wars. Anyway, it was Darth Maul's brother.
Right, okay.
Anyway,
Savage.
Savage. Inspirational guys, just finished my workout on the floor right now. Can you reach out a hand and help me up?
You can. Sarah Jane says, Kia ora from New Zealand.
Christine says, your puppies need to have tartan collars. We actually did have them in the Royal Stewart.
Tilly's got a tartan collar, she just never wears it.
Nal always has her
I
purple
keep convincing her, try to convince her to put it on, but she just says no. She just ignores me.
one. Yeah.
It's like she doesn't understand me or something. It's quite rude.
Or she's just smart, just choosing to ignore you.
Maybe.
Miranda saying, you guys are hooked. I recently saw an Oregon Trail shirt and automatically thought of Rabs. Remember growing up the Oregon Trail? Because the Oregon Trail was a book. And I've still never going to look. When I grew up, the Oregon Trail in my head was this book about a journey in this little wagon and they went across the Oregon Trail. I thought it was like set in the 1800s, and I can't remember. We had a hoot. We talked about it,
Did we?
and your puzzled look, I think, was the same puzzled look that he had in his pus 4 years ago, whenever it was, on a live stream when I'm talking about the Oregon Trail.
You know that little emoji you get with a guy like this? Or the girl like this? I don't know. That's what I'm doing right now. I don't know.
Then he's just thinking, Rab's different.
So fucking different. Amanda's on. Hi Amanda. I'm about to set off across country to Cambridge area for a family wedding, which has been cancelled twice because of COVID. Looking forward to catching up with everyone. We're taking our breakfast and healthy snacks. We'll do my best on the buffet and drinks. Have a great weekend, everyone. Amanda, remember, sticking to the damn plan is a lifelong plan. It's not about being so fucking strict all the time, you know? I need to stop doing this, don't I? So, when it comes to things like a wedding, a birthday, Christmas, fucking enjoy yourself. Like, just don't stress about it. Coming from your coaches, relax, have fun. After the weekend, you can get back on the plan, okay? Although technically you're not getting off the plan if it's a wedding, if you're looking forward to catching up with friends and family, fucking let your hair down, chill out, knowing that you'll get back in on Monday. This is what we do.
Pauline is asking, how's Holly still working with you? So Holly is busy with her dogs and she hasn't worked with us for about a year now, has it? She got busy with her dogs and she's getting into dog training, so she's doing well. And Ron Grant says, thanks Stephen, gains are coming slowly now at 70 years old.
Yeah.
In the gym 3 days per week and eating healthy. We'll keep it up until I can't.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. There's a chapter in our book called Fuck Your Excuses. And that's why there's the harsh language warning on it. But one of the points that we can make, we make is, yeah, you've got your excuses and that's fine if you want to have excuses. But when you tell people about, oh, I'd love to put muscle on, but I'm too old. Okay, Ron, I'm sorry, I'm using your example, right? Well, let's put muscle on, but I'm too old, right? People will sympathise with you. They'll go, oh yeah, I totally understand, I'm the same, or I've heard my granddad's the same, or whatever it might be, or my dad's the same, okay? And they'll sympathise with you, and they'll agree with you, and they'll nod your head, and they'll make you feel better. But what you're doing, you're saying that for your sake. What people would much rather hear is you going, I'm 70-year-old, and I'm making gains. Oh yeah, right.
CK2D, and I forget who you were, you used to always call me.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. CK2D, good, I'll come back to this. I just went to New York, gained £6, 1 day back, and I've already lost £5. Right back at it. Happy days, sticking to the damn plan.
Yeah, Mac James, hey, from Toronto, Canada. Thoughts on CrossFit? CrossFit's great if you want to do CrossFit. Do it properly.
Yeah, do it properly. The issue that we sometimes have with CrossFit is that you're doing quite advanced physical moves. So like when we first got into the gym, we didn't go straight into powerlifting. We started off with possibly machines, then into barbells, then dumbbells. It was a natural transition to prepare the body, exercise movements to stabilise muscles. We granted a lot of CrossFitters and CrossFit itself is a business as well. It's trying to turn fitness into sport, and more power to them. And obviously they want to attract new people, and sometimes if you're an absolute beginner, if you don't have the right coach, they're going to throw you in the deep end. And if you know anything about CrossFit, a lot of the challenges, which I think the challenges are fantastic, like lift this lighter weight but do it so many times and then into a different thing and into a different thing, and I love watching it. I'm like, oh man, that's epic, I like the concept. What I'm not comfortable with is when an absolute beginner has to lift something really, really fast, because then form goes out the window even for a seasoned lifter. But at least then they'll have a general concept of what they're trying to do. An absolute beginner will have no clue, and that's when injuries can occur. So if you are going to do CrossFit, please be sensible first and foremost, learn the movements first, and pray that you've got a good coach. And don't try anything stupid.
The idea that CrossFit is great for your fitness, and if you want to improve your fitness. I've got a problem when they start to prove your fitness. And CrossFit then becomes a sport, it's like the sport of fitness. I don't get that. And when you go to the gym, and every gym's got them, we've certainly fallen into the trap before in the past as well, because we're guys and guys can be dicks. But when you go to the gym and it's like an ego lift, like you want to do, bicep curls, you want to do a bench press, it's an ego lift, and you forgo form, okay? You accept that your form's not going to be great just so you can get the lift, and we've all been there. But CrossFit do it all the time, just for to get the extra reps in, just so they can get a better time or a heavier lift. And it's really fucking dangerous, really, really dangerous. If your form is going all the time, like we went to the expo, and there was the CrossFit Games were on, and we seen this guy, and he was doing a clean and press or a clean and jerk. I know it's clean and press. So you're cleaning the bar up to here, and then he's like, ah, and he was pushing this rep, and my first instinct was, good for you, you're really pushing because you want to get this last rep in, and his body was twisted, and he was like, oh, what's that? And he got it, and like, oh, good for you. And then he dropped it, and then he went in to do another one. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? So dangerous. And it wasn't that was his last rep and he was going for like a world record or something. No, this was his exercise. Form was all over the place, spine was twisted, and he's got this huge weight above his head. It's just stupid. So CrossFit can be fantastic if you do it safely, properly, but don't do it as a sport. I don't know.
Miranda's saying the Oregon Trail was a book and a game where you travelled in a wagon and tried not to die. You would die from anything. But in the book, yeah, so it was a book that you went. I remember it was a book.
Randy says, nice gun show, guys. From Heather says, good morning from Oregon.
From Oregon. Here we go again. Oregon Trail.
Anthony loves his kilt.
Happy days.
Michael Pino says, I just signed up recently and I'm very excited.
Oh yeah.
Happy days, Michael. I've already received so much encouragement from all of your videos. Michael from St. Pete Beach, Florida.
Happy days.
So Michael, we'll look forward to getting to know you over the next few months.
Just take your time working through the pre-work, and any questions, get involved in the forum, and we'll be there with you every step of the way.
I've not had Haribo for ages, it's quite nice. Tantastics. When I hit my goal, will you give me a six-pack show?
There he goes, Mr. Six-Pack. Oh, look at that, eh?
There you go. That's before you get. Just think what you'll get if you do hit your goal.
Muad Salam says, hi there, just joined the show. Very welcome to. Very glad to have you. I was going to say, very welcome to have you. Oh, I just realised we've got 2 thumbs down on YouTube. I bet that was that guy. We always get 1 thumbs down. Somebody hates us, like. Boo-hoo. And if we get more than one, we're like, that's somebody we've pissed off today.
There's always one that we piss off.
Because sometimes we get the thumbs down before the video's even been out long enough to have thing. It says, so obviously someone's like, I'm going to thumbs down these guys. Like, yes, I win again.
It'll be one of our exes. She sets an alarm every day.
Yeah. Thumb down.
She makes that noise when she does it as well.
Scuba Steve Madden.
That was one of my exes. Range? Rap. Here's a strange one.
Strange people are strange.
Echo
when
Gray.
you're a stranger.
Morning from Eugene, Oregon. Vicky says, cheers, I'll have a look. With peepee eyes.
I just saw the comment on Facebook there fly up. So my beard's going again. Yeah, I trimmed it down to less than 3 mil. But I think it's the light, because I've still got the stubble there, don't I?
Yeah.
I think it's on the camera it looks less far away, but up close.
That still looks a bit short one.
There's still hair there. There's still... No, it's still stubble. I'm just taking a wee bit closer than I needed to. We're doing a Q&A and I'm sticking my beard in your pus. It's not very nice, is it?
Right, how do you pronounce this one? Lynn, good morning from Sioux Falls?
Sioux Falls.
Is it Sioux?
Yeah.
Sioux.
Muad says, are you taking general questions today or focused on a certain topic? Anything to do with health, fitness, exercise, which is fitness, I guess, mindset?
We did go off on a big tangent about queer and stuff like that.
Yeah, so yeah, you know what? Throw
ask
your
us
question.
anything. Ask us anything, we're good.
He's going to ask us who's going to win a fight between a chipmunk and a squirrel, isn't he?
Sarah says it's
Or
an
she.
old computer game. Apparently that was 8 minutes ago though. Scott says, Stephen, gratitude and thank you for Project U course. Still applied all in all aspects. I walk 15,000 steps daily. For anyone who doesn't know, Project U is a life coaching program. It covers physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. To know, to show, and to grow yourself. Man, it's been a while since I've done that program. But at the end of this year, so Rab, you do a happiness experiment, which is another sort of life coaching program. But we're hoping to then join forces and come up with.
We've got an idea for something new, and
can't talk too much about it because we just don't know the full details yet. But it's going to be, yeah, we're quite excited.
I mean, it's so good that if we were to tell you now, your head would explode. It'd be like the ending to Mars Attacks.
And Scott also said 830 stars.
Boom.
I don't know why 830 was a significant number for you, but it's significant for us. Joe says, can't wait for the book. And Nikos says, hello from Greece.
Muad's got a very good question here. Thank you very much. So, that's good. I want to start creatine supplement. I want to know your idea about it, how to take it and what to expect. So, historically, I hope I'm pronouncing your name. Creatine.
Oh,
Creatine, yeah. So I think it's Muad, I would say. So if I've got that wrong, I do apologise. So creatine in the old days, when it first came, or when it was getting thrown around the fitness industry as the new thing, everybody used to preload it. So back then, creatine is a powder. The creatine phosphate system is basically the first 10 seconds of any intense exercise you do. So 100-meter sprinters use the creatine phosphate system.
Muscles produce it naturally.
Yeah. Now, creatine itself, they discovered that by supplementing it, it had benefits for all sports that are explosive. Sprinting, weightlifting, powerlifting, throwing something.
Yeah, if I was to punch Rab in the face,
that'd be his creatine phosphate system.
Creatine phosphate. You don't have time to break down fats or carbohydrates to create that sort of energy that quickly. Your body doesn't work that way, so it has to use something. It uses creatine phosphate.
And in the early days, they used to get you to preload it for 5 days, which was taking, I think, 25 grams of creatine every single day for 5 days, and every day after that was 5 grams a day, and you used to take the creatine for 6 to 8 weeks, depending on what you were doing. They didn't want you to be on creatine all the time because once creatine breaks down, it becomes what's called creatinine, which is toxic to your kidneys. There was loads of studies done here, there, and everywhere, whether it was good for you, bad for you. When it was new on the street, there was a lot of people freaking out because you got a lot of strength gains, you get a bit of weight gain because you got fluid retention. A lot of sports people used it. Recent years, creatine, between studies and whatnot, they've found benefits to ignoring the loading phase. Now, the research I've done, if I ever take creatine now, I don't preload it anymore. I just take 5 grams a day, and what they also realise is ideally right after your exercise.
Because your muscles are more absorbent, it goes straight to your muscles. If you do it before exercise or in between sessions or whatnot, it's just not going to. It will go to your muscles, but just not as quick. So, yeah, it takes some time. It is good. It does work. Like anything, when your body produces something naturally, like creatine, like testosterone, for instance, you can take testosterone replacement, but then your body will then start producing less of it because you're taking it manually, you're taking it orally or whatever. So if you're taking creatine, your body will then start to produce a little bit less of it. So it's not something that I would recommend doing all the time, but you can go through these little phases, give your body time to recover so it starts producing its own again, and then you can go through these little doses. It's decent.
It also depends on your goal. So please, I'm going to be so specific. If you're a marathon runner or any sort of endurance, there's no real benefit to taking creatine. Creatine is geared for people that are lifting weights, trying to get stronger, more explosive or faster, because that's when the creatine phosphate system, first 10 seconds, is utilised. I hope that answered your question.
Sarah says, hiya, what are your best tips for keeping up fitness during lockdown? Chips and wines are doing me in. Stop having chips and wine. Be your own coach.
Boom.
Al Jones, Stephen, I enjoyed Project Dew, and Rab, I enjoyed the Happiness Experiment. Are you going to do them again? So no, that was 6 minutes ago. So we've just said we are going to join forces. There's still going to be elements that I'll deliver personally, elements that Rab will deliver personally, and there'll be elements that we'll deliver together.
On our new website as well.
On our new website, it's going to be fucking awesome. Let's just say that. Kathleen, CrossFit can equals 1 rep max, which can equal injury. Exactly, Kathleen.
Yeah.
Exactly. The issue you've got with CrossFit is it can be fantastic, and that's why it gets a good reputation, because it can be fantastic. But when it's a cut and paste, exercise routine, it's not individualized to the people going with their exercise history, their potential injuries, limitations, mobility problems, etc. It's just like, no, this is the workout for today, we're doing it, even if that involves a 1 rep max or a 3 rep max or a 5 rep max. And some people, it's just not appropriate to do that. So if you're ever going to do any form of fitness, whether it be CrossFit or even Pilates and yoga and stuff, make sure that you're being very mindful of the whole process.
More comments on YouTube.
Do you want to read some Facebook ones?
Yeah.
Let's go with Randy.
Randy, having a mental setback with my mum getting sick, but if I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of her. Love the motivation from you both. So that is the classic analogy about if you're on an aeroplane, you fix your own oxygen before helping any others, because you're more useful. And that other saying as well is that you can't pour from an empty cup, although I've just dribbled on my hand. Anyway, I would say you can't pour from an empty cup, so about taking care of yourself will allow you to be in a much stronger position to then take others, because we've all been there when you're caring for someone or looking out for someone or going out of your way. When you do it for too long, you start to get exhausted and tired too, and your ability to help them is then hindered. So there is that sweet spot about where you do as much as you can to help while still keeping yourself in a good position, some time for you to keep yourself top notch.
Anthony reckons you should grow a lumberjack beard.
Lumberjack beard.
Beverly Vincent is on. Hi. And David Brundret says, sexy, hairy Felka. Whatever Felka is.
Felka sounds very Norwegian, doesn't it? Like a Viking.
It's Norwegian for prick.
Isn't it wolf-like, Felka, isn't that? I think Felka means like wolf-like, isn't it? I'm sure it is. Muad is saying, thanks for the answer, it helped clear up some ideas in my mind. Another question, what is better, doing regular split routine or upper lower split? Depends on your goal, your lifestyle and your availability.
And your history, what you've been doing up to this point, with lots of different variabilities.
When I was at college, I was going to college in the morning and I'd go to the gym later on at night. So because I was able to go to the gym 5-6 days a week, didn't have any children, didn't have any commitments other than the college, I was able to split up my routine so I could focus on one body part plus cardio every time I went to the gym. When you then have responsibilities like work, family and other things, you might only have so many times to get your workouts in. So then you might want to mix up what you're doing and still be applicable to what your goal is. If you were an athlete, you would have to kind of get cardiovascular fitness, muscular fitness in there as well, but you'd also maybe want to be learning a skill to do with whatever sport you're doing. So they would have to be adjusting as they went. So it all depends on your goal and your availability.
Lord Duncan says, are you pro caffeine or against? I saw Stephen drink decaf once. Yeah, so I really like coffee. I just really enjoy coffee. So I'm not against caffeine. However, it is a stimulant. It is a drug. Like this right here is a drug. And it's important that you recognize that it's a drug. It's not that we're against it. It's not that we're against alcohol, but you recognize what alcohol is. It's a drug. And you can do everything. You can overdo absolutely anything. So no, we're not against caffeine. We both have caffeine on a regular basis, but it's important to understand what it does for your body. It is actually part of our membership. We talk about caffeine. It's got huge benefits. Caffeine's got huge benefits, but it's also got some, pardon me, some major downfalls. So no, this is currently a caffeinated coffee. I'm going to guess it is anyway. I drink decaf because I really enjoy drinking coffee, but I don't want to have the caffeine or so much caffeine. So if you get a really nice decaf, so I buy some stuff from Sainsbury's now and again, but there's also a nice shop in town that is like an individual sort of coffee shop, and they just do some really, really nice decaf. So if I've got a decaf, I can have a couple of cups of decaf in the morning and then save my caffeinated one for sometimes mid-morning, maybe about lunchtime.
Paulina's got to go. All the love for you two and hugs for your families. Hope to catch you more often. And Susan says, hi boys. Hello, Susan.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
I really have trimmed my beard too short this time. I thought it was at 3 mil. Maybe I need to set it back to 3.5.
Anthony says, I find that I'm still feeling, if I am still feeling blue, a binge on Still Game is a great pick-me-up. Yeah, Still Game makes you laugh.
Susan just gave us a wee donation.
Yay!
Gunshot for Susan.
Thanks, Susan. You're the man.
You're the man.
You're the man. You're the woman.
Woman.
You're the woman. Rampy Francois Storm. You are my synonym, fuck's sake, synonym for Scotland. Hello from South Africa, listening to Scottish Highland by Tim Janis as we speak. What's Scottish Highland? Must be a song of some kind.
Kelly Gergus, I'm sure that's you. Love the local little coffee shops. And then Susan's counting down the days until she's in Scotland and will hopefully meet us. So Susan's one of our loyal members and has been for a good few years now, and she's coming to Scotland in, I think, 9 days, 8
Susan,
days.
you might like the video that is being uploaded to Facebook in approximately an hour and a half.
She might like it. She better like it.
I hope to like it. I hope so.
Yeah.
Robin Mitchell says, Stephen, I don't know if you remember our talk. I did quit smoking. Yes!
Boom! Well done. That's a gunshot again.
That's a gunshot.
Bicep workout, aren't we?
We are. John says, you guys look amazing. You are glowing. I think we are actually glowing, aren't we?
Yeah. It's a light, isn't it?
It's the light in here.
Well, it's our auras.
Maggie Hungerholt says, good morning, boys. And Jeff Thompson, hey, boys. Can you lose weight with exercise alone? What percentage is it compared to diet? Jeff, that's one of those questions, one of those statements that we just don't like. It's 100% diet, it's 100% fitness, it's 100% lifestyle, 100% stress levels and your psychology and emotion. It's 100% of everything. We are a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual being. Can you exercise with? Can you lose weight with exercise alone? It depends on your diet. So the answer is no, because your diet is absolutely a part of what you do. No matter how much exercise you do, even if you exercise every day for an hour a day, that's still only 1 out of 24 hours. If you're eating like a pig, eating takeaways and chocolate and
Having a dream. What's going on, Nala? Nala, get to me. Just sent Nala to wake her up. Tilly's like, what the fuck happened?
Tilly Pops, what were you dreaming about, darling? I've become the good kiddo.
Erin is saying, any advice about striking a balance between progression and recovery as years pass? 61 years last week in best shape ever, still progressing, notice recovery has slowed. I mean, that is one, recovery is the biggest factor after a workout or after any sort of routine that does slow with age. It's about listening to your body. In fact, when I was down training with our strongman friend, Big Stevie Cherry, girl's bed. I say that quite a lot. Oh, sorry, Erin. So, Big Stevie Cherry, I was chatting with him about his training. He was Scotland's strongest man, really lifting a lot. Now he enjoys his strongman training, but what he does recognise is he has to take more rest days in between because, you know, he's late 30s like I am, and not as old as him, but regardless, you know, he says, you know, sometimes he only trains 3 times a week, whereas previously it used to be 5. So it's just about letting your body recover, listening to your body before getting back in the work. And just accepting that is the main difference as you age, is just the recovery time. You're not quite as instant as Wolverine, like you maybe were in your teens and early 20s. It just takes a wee bit longer to pop the bullets out again.
Exactly. It's quick one for Misty before you go. The cut-off for signing up is when all the spaces have gone, but we'll be open for a few weeks yet. So best thing to do is go and fill out the form on the website and the team will be in touch. Anthony saying, is Oxy Shred a good supplement? I've never heard of it, but I'm going to put my reputation on the line and say no, it's a bag of shit, because it's called Oxy Shred, which basically means they're trying to convince people or trying to dupe people, trying to delude people into believing that the supplement is going to help them lose weight, when Your weight loss is dependent on your sleep patterns and your stress levels and your exercise
Solid
being
daily habits as well.
your exercise being regular and progressive, intense, and your diet being balanced. As soon as somebody's trying to sell you a supplement, they don't care about your health and your fitness, they care about your money.
So don't do it.
Oxystrad can go fuck themselves.
Right, we're going to shoot off. So if you are interested in working with us and we haven't offended you today, if we haven't offended you today, then you're probably our cup of tea. Well, you're probably our cup of tea anyway. Whether we're your cup of tea is the key with any sort of member-coach relationship or client-coach relationship. If you are interested and want to know more, go to thekiltedcoaches.com. There's a bunch of information about what we can offer. Our doors are open for the next 5 and a bit weeks or until all spaces are done.
Patty says, sorry I'm late. Patty, you've got the writers at the end. So as soon as we click stop, you can go back and watch the start of it.
Stop. Right, everybody. Have an awesome weekend.